Right, MMA Weekly here with Carlos Condit. Carlos, just a couple days away now, getting ready to step back in the cage. It's been a little bit of time out of the cage. How does it feel to maybe get a little rest, spend some time with your family? You're a new father now.
It feels
How does
great.
all that feel?
It feels good. I think my mindset going into this fight is really positive. Had a great training camp. I feel good.
Well, talking about your training camp, you've had a little bit of movement. You started out in New Mexico. You moved over to Arizona for a little while, but you came back to New Mexico, and now you're training at Greg Jackson's down there. Why'd you make the move from Arizona back to New Mexico?
The main reason is me and my fiance just had a baby, and we want to be closer to family. We didn't have a whole lot of a support network out in Arizona, so that was the main reason. But as far as training, it's been great. In Phoenix, I really had a chance to sharpen up a lot of my tools, and now that I'm back in Albuquerque with Greg Jackson, I've kind of put everything back into a cohesive strategy, and I think I'm going to look better than ever.
I might be wrong, but I think you have a few more guys that are a little closer to your weight class at Jackson's as well, correct? Donald Cerrone, Leonard Garcia's a little smaller, but hyper aggressive though.
There's great guys to train with all the time. Actually, I'm right. I'm probably one of the only 170 pounders that's there all the time. So I'm either going with guys who are quicker or guys that are stronger and hit harder. So I think when I get a hold of a guy that's my size, it'll be good.
And you're stepping in with Rory MacDonald here. He doesn't have a lot of UFC experience yet, I believe just one fight, but how do you think that plays into the fight, or do you think that plays into the fight at all for him, especially since he's a little younger too? He's 20 years old, a lot of experience, but not a lot of UFC experience. Is that a factor out there, you think, early on?
Well, I think the big difference is it's a step up in competition. His first fight in UFC was against Guyman, who's a guy who's kind of in the twilight of his career. I'm reaching my prime right now, and I've been competing on this level for a really long time, and I think this is a big step up in competition for him. And when we step in there on Saturday night, you're going to see the difference.
Do you think this is kind of a testing fight for you to come back and kind of prove that you're ready to go again?
Yeah, definitely. It's coming off an injury. I'm looking to start my climb again and look for a title shot. But I'm not looking past Rory by any means. I know he's a very, very talented fighter, and he's hungry. So I'm ready for him.
Speaking of looking for that title shot, you had to kind of make an adjustment. When the WEC closed down your weight class, you held the belt there. How did that affect you switching over to the UFC, or did it make much difference to you?
The bigger difference in that time period was me changing camps. I had been fighting guys who were UFC veterans and competed on that level for a long time. So I don't think the level of competition was as much of a difference as me switching training camps and having to adjust to coaching styles.
Did it affect you much at all, having to give up a belt and go from being a champion to kind of starting over again?
There's always kind of a mental aspect to it that the pressures of defending a title and all that, but not a whole lot.
How does it feel to not have quite as much of the spotlight on you though? Here Rich Franklin and Chuck Liddell are fighting. Crow Cop's fighting on this card, so you get to kind of sneak under the radar a little bit for once.
Yeah, my mindset going into this fight is, I'm confident, but I'm also pretty relaxed. I'm going to just go in there and have fun and do what I do, entertain the fans like I do, and I'm hoping to come out on top.
Can we expect any surprises out of Carlos Condit after a little bit of a layoff and a switch up in camps?
I'm kind of known as a brawler. I get into all kinds of hairy situations, and this one I'm going to try to keep it a cleaner fight and sharpshoot more than brawl.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to us at MMA Weekly, and good luck on Saturday night.
Thanks, man.